It's our top story. The crackdown on the Bollywood drug nexus continues. Deepika Padukone will be grilled by the agency on Friday, which means tomorrow. Her legal team has told the NCB that she will be present in Mumbai for this questioning. The actress is currently at the Taj Hotel in Goa, and she is with her husband Ranveer Singh, who flew down to be with her. She's likely to take a late-night chartered flight to Mumbai. These investigations, it seems, have hit two of Deepika's endorsement deals as well. A jewelry brand and a paint company have put their campaigns starring the actor on hold. The other actor who will be questioned is Sara Ali Khan. She has reached Bombay, again from Goa, and will be questioned on Saturday along with actor Shraddha Kapoor. Designer Simone Kambata was questioned by the agency for over 5 hours today, while Rakul Preet Singh, who was to be questioned today, will also now be called in for questioning on Friday. She will be returning to Mumbai from the south tonight. Meanwhile, we are also picking up that Karan Johar is also under the NCB lens, with Dharma Productions director Kshitij Prasad being summoned by the agency for questioning again on Friday. Let me go straight across to Mumbai to get a live update with what's happening there. Zeba Warsi, you're joining us from Mumbai. The first quick question to you is this. Has Deepika Padukone, do we now know who Deepika Padukone's lawyers are going to be and who all are going to be accompanying her for this questioning that starts tomorrow sometime in the afternoon?
Well, we do know that she has lawyered up properly. She has a battery of lawyers who are going to be guiding her and who are probably also going to be accompanying her tomorrow. The legal team of Deepika Padukone has already communicated to the NCB that they will be joining the investigation, that Deepika will be appearing before the NCB tomorrow. It is likely to be in the first half of the day. That is something that our NCB sources are telling us. So the exact time is not known, but the first half of the day is when Deepika Padukone, also her manager Karishma Prakash, will appear along with Padukone. It is likely that they will also be questioned jointly and then separately to understand, the link between the two actresses. Remember the WhatsApp conversation of 2017. That is also going to be on the radar of the NCB, and that is what we're learning from NCB sources here. And as far as Deepika is concerned, she still is in Goa as far as we know. We know the dramatic U-turn that she's taken. She had left her hotel, the media was behind her, and then it was a wild goose chase, and she returned with Ranveer Singh by her side. So later tonight is when she's expected to reach Mumbai. And tomorrow morning in the first half, perhaps before 1 p.m, is when Deepika Padukone will be here at the NCB guest house in South Mumbai, appearing before the...
So very quickly, Zeba, before I let you go, very quickly then, Zeba, what exactly is Deepika being questioned for? Is she someone who's been named by Riya Chakrabarti during her questioning by the NCB? Or is this the second FIR pertaining to this larger drug nexus that the NCB is probing? Has she been called in for that? Could you just clarify that for us?
Well, to clarify, the NCB has said that Deepika Padukone is going to be questioned in the first FIR, which is 1520 Sushant Singh Rajput's death probe. That is what she's being questioned. And the reason this is because they have a connection, and that's Quant Talent Agency. Remember, Jaya Saha, Sushant Singh Rajput's manager, she is the one who essentially triggered this investigation and, in a way expanded it with her WhatsApp conversations that the NCB accessed. And Karishma Prakash, another Quant Talent Agency manager who handles Deepika Padukone's account, which is why Deepika is being questioned on the Sushant Singh Rajput case and not the other case.
All right, Zeba. All right, do stay on with us, Zeba. Just do stay on with us. I believe we are getting some fresh information that will be coming in as we put that on our screens. I want to... Okay. This is what this is. Sources are saying that a chartered flight of Orbit Aviation will be reaching Goa's airport at around 7:30 p.m. from Bangalore. And this is the flight that Deepika Padukone is expected to take. It will take off for Mumbai at around 8 to 8:30 is what we are picking up. And a total of 6 passengers, including Deepika Padukone, of course, her talent manager Karishma Prakash, and Ranveer Singh, who's Deepika's husband, also with her in Goa right now. They will be flying back via this flight. So, Zeba, essentially confirming the details that you have been putting out, that Deepika Padukone will be flying out of Goa at 8 o'clock. She was expected to take, a commercial flight today, but that was simply not possible, I guess, because of the huge media presence that was chasing her.
Well, certainly, and she did not want the media presence. She also tried to sort of lead the media the wrong way and then went back to the hotel perhaps. But later tonight, by around 9:30, we can expect Deepika Padukone to land at Mumbai airport and then head to her place in Prabha Devi here in Bombay. And 6 people are traveling with her in that chartered flight. Of course, Ranveer Singh, her husband, who is seen by her side in Goa, he's going to be there. Karishma Prakash, like I said, Karishma Prakash and Deepika Padukone will be appearing jointly before the NCB. They will also be questioned separately, but they will also be questioned jointly since they are the ones who are linked in this entire probe. So she is traveling back with Deepika. Remember, Karishma Prakash had also sought an exemption from appearing before the NCB on health grounds, which ends tomorrow. Okay. So it all falls into place. Deepika and Karishma both will be present here tomorrow and will be summoned by the NCB in the first half of the day, is what we're learning. And now since Deepika is returning tonight, that seems more likely, Shreya, that she will be questioned in the first half of the day tomorrow.
So by the looks of it then, Deepika was expecting these summons. Ever since those chats between her and Karishma were made public, given the fact that other actors have been called in as well, she was perhaps expecting these summons, because of which, you know, there was an entire legal team that was almost ready.
Certainly, in fact, as soon as the WhatsApp conversations became public and they were in the public domain, I think Deepika must have once again reassessed the situation. She maintained a measured silence. She has not spoken a single word on this entire case so far. Karishma Prakash, her manager, has been with her in Goa. So even though Karishma was being summoned and it was her chats which were essentially dragging Deepika into this case, she was with her in Goa while she was on that film shoot. So both of them were together. Karishma also exempted herself, asked to be given some days before she appears for questioning. And then finally, Deepika was officially summoned by the NCB. And like we know, she did lawyer up and she had a team of lawyers assisting her.
So by 9:30 p.m. is when Deepika Padukone, 10 p.m. is when Deepika Padukone is expected to reach Mumbai via a private flight. This is a chartered flight. It's going all the way from Bangalore to Goa. It'll pick Deepika, her team, her husband up and then come to Mumbai. Thank you very much, Zeba, for getting us that piece of breaking information. Let me go straight to my guests who are joining me this evening. B.V. Kumar is a former NCB chief. He's joining us. Akash Deep is a filmmaker. He's with us as well. Prateek Som is a lawyer, and Advocate Dhanraj Vanjari is a former ACP. He's a Mumbai police official as well. And there are some questions that the Mumbai police also needs to answer, which is why we have invited him here. Akash Deep, let me start with you first. You know, why is the film industry looking at this probe as a witch hunt? Because that's the word coming out from the industry. This is a witch hunt. Why is this a witch hunt?
No, the industry doesn't have a collective voice, so I don't know where this is coming from. But for those who feel it's a witch hunt, I just feel it's not a witch hunt, that it's just that the spotlight has come on to 0.15% of probable drug users in a country where there are 4 to 5 crore people. Even if 10,000 people in Bollywood take drugs, it's 0.10 or 0.15%. So if 99.85, the muck and the filth you are not ready to see, then I don't understand where you're getting to. Yes, these people who commit, they need to be punished. Bollywood does not deserve separate rules. Those who commit this crime should be punished. And I'll give you some breaking news, or it must have already come on your channel. A respected company like Tata's, which owns Tanishq, the brand, has put on hold the entire new campaign with Deepika. So see, for things like this, they will pay for it, not only in this way through brand endorsements and market values, but also through the law. My point is, India is suffering from 5 crore drug cases, not from today. Why did it take a Sushant Singh Rajput for the NCB to realize we need to tackle this problem? It's grown because it wasn't tackled. It's in every nook and corner, every school, college, everywhere. Lastly, the money that comes from drug selling is so huge that, and it's an established fact that it's used for terror funding. So please, please go after the big fish, the dealers. These actors they consume, you already know whom they buy from their talent managers. Because a person of the stature of Deepika is not going to call a vendor and say, hello, Mr. XYZ, mujhe do, correct? If she accepts her crime. If she doesn't, there's another discussion there. So these talent managers then go to the local agent. Who does the local agent get it from? It's a long haul for the NCB. And they do this all the time. And if the purpose is to find the perpetrators of crime as regards Sushant Singh Rajput, I can understand, fine. But even if it is for the larger point to clean India, as Mr. Modi always says, and then if you want to start with Bollywood, fine. but don't stop there.
Okay.
Don't stop there.
Mr. B.V. Kumar, you know, there's a fair point that Akashdeep here is making. You have identified peddlers. You've identified some 17 peddlers. You have arrested them. Usually what will be, you know, given what the brief and the mandate of the NCB is, usually on most cases, you will from the peddler not trace the consumer. There are some 3 crore cannabis consumers in this country alone. So you can't keep tracing all of them. You would usually, generally, in most cases, you would trace the big fish. You would trace the big dealers. You would trace ultimately the big cartels that are operating in the city of Mumbai and in India. Why is the NCB going about it totally ulta?
Well, in this case, it so happened that when the Sushant Rajput's case started and was being investigated by the CBI, the Enforcement Directorate was also requested to take over investigation to check up whether there was any money laundering angle in this whole episode. Now, they came across this particular information that Riya Chakrabarti and probably Sushant Rajput were also involved in acquiring some drugs for.
Okay.
And that led to the NCB taking over the case.
Okay. But the NCB taking over the case, Mr. Kumar, sorry for interrupting you, but the NCB taking over the case means not identifying individual, you know, users like Deepika Padukone or Sara Ali Khan or Shraddha Kapoor. It means tracing the big fish. In fact, the NCP chief in Mumbai, who was investigating the case on the 5th of September, had come out to say, "Ye hamara kaam nahi hai. We have to track the big fish." But since this information has come, we are calling in.
I'll come back to your question.
Ji.
Normally, NCB, as an apex organization to investigate major cases having interstate and international ramifications, are supposed to take up only such cases. However, in this particular case, the information was passed on by the Enforcement Directorate. So they did get some information. But according to me, what they should have done was identify the drug peddlers, and instead of coming down and finding out from the drug peddlers who are the persons to whom they have sold, they should have interrogated the drug peddlers to find out who are their suppliers, and from there go to the source. And they should that would have certainly given better results, and probably they would have identified the source if they had patience to investigate toward the upward chain of the, not downwards. Now downwards you'll only end up with people like, in this case, the film actresses, but normally in the case of other ordinary consumers, could be ordinary people or students or some groups and things like that.
I'm wondering if you know, there were ordinary students who were identified. If they were identified, would these ordinary students and ordinary professor or whoever, ordinary artists, be called in for questioning like the way these film stars are, by making a big halla gulla about it, by leaking every detail to the press, by making a tamasha outside the NCB office? You know, there are questions regarding that as well. Yes, Mr. Akashdeep, you're putting up your hand. Go ahead.
10-second
I agree with
Mr.
you.
Kumar,
I agree with
the
you.
utmost of
The
respect to
whole idea-
you. Mr. Kumar.
Yeah.
Mr. Kumar, with the utmost of respect, one question after hearing you. How come we are having this selective leakage of only things that create sensationalism on television? I am sure the CBI, the NCB, who has caught so many people who do drugs, those names that have come out, the sellers, the peddlers, I'm sure they've not just kept them in a cold storage or in a nice chilled room. They must be being grilled too. But that information is not coming out. I'm sure they're doing their job damn well. Only Deepika, so-and-so, anybody that can create, you know, big news in terms of nature.
Can I respond?
What acts of the parents? I am interested in the root cause.
Okay.
Not interested.
Mr. Kumar wants to respond to you.
To see those chats.
Akashdeep ji, your point is made. Mr. Kumar, very quickly, because I have 2 more guests who are waiting. Please
Now,
respond
the
and then
whole
we'll go
idea-
to them.
The whole idea of the NDPS Act was to suppress drug trafficking and wherever possible to prevent drug abuse to the extent possible through the agencies like the NGOs and all drug treatment agents, hospitals and things like that. The whole idea of setting up the Narcotics Control Bureau was to identify major traffickers.
Exactly.
Prevent, and neutralize the drug traffickers.
Exactly.
And in the past, based upon specific information, for example, at a place called Talaseri on the border of Maharashtra and Gujarat, made a for that particular year of 703 kilograms of heroin, 4.5 metric tons of hashish, and another 4 tons of mandrake in a single seizure. We gave a reward of 35 lakhs to the informer. And that led to the investigation to identify Iqbal Mirchi, who died in the Arthur Road prison before he was hanged to death and other things.
But Mr. Kumar, you've, I think, answered our
And
question.
ultimately, it led to Dawood Ibrahim Kaska. See, that's how the investigations we did. Similarly, in the case of Vicky Goswami, who
Correct.
was...
So here's the thing. That's exactly, I think you've answered our question, Mr.
Yeah.
Kumar. You've answered our question that you need to go after the traffickers. Here, I'm not defending anyone who takes drugs. Huh? First of all, I'm not
He's
defending
saying
anyone.
that, no,
But
not
you need to,
supplied
Mr.
the
Som
world.
coming in
Went
here.
after them, that's right.
Mr. Som come in
People
here.
supplied to the world.
Mr. Som come in here. I mean, you know, the NCB's job is to catch traffickers and the big fish. Deepika Padukone is certainly not a trafficker of drugs. Shraddha Kapoor is certainly not a trafficker. Sushant Singh Rajput was certainly not a trafficker. Riya Chakrabarti is certainly not a trafficker, yet she is in jail. Ye kya chal raha hai? What is going on?
That is not the object of the NDPS Act.
Let me complete.
Section
let me give you
65A provides
legal
immunity.
position
Okay,
on this.
Mr. Kumar,
And what challenges-
let's hear Mr. Pratik Som speak. Just a minute, Mr. Kumar.
And what, see, let me give you a clean legal position on this and what challenges these actresses will face when they will be questioned by NCB. See, first of all, first point is that this investigation is part of ongoing probe in the Sushant Singh Rajput murder case, where Riya was actually questioned whether she procured drugs for Sushant Singh and not Sushant Singh Rajput or not. And now the
So
challenges
that
which
makes
will
her a
come in-
trafficker. That makes
No,
her a
that
big
is not.
trafficker. She
I'll
is the
clear it.
dawn of
I'll clear
Mumbai's
it.
drug cartel, huh?
Shreya, let me complete.
ha.
I'll clear the position on this. Now, the challenges which these actresses will have is they are now probed under Section 67 of NDPS Act. Now, under this section, the person who is inquiring is not a normal police officer. They are empowered under Section 42 of NDPS Act and they are appointed by central government. So these actresses will not have that immunity of giving any kind of confession statement which will not be admissible in the court of law. These statements under these NDPS Act will be absolutely admissible in the court of law and there can be no backtrack.
Okay.
Now to give you one example, how this cropped up. It cropped up because of one boatman named these actresses, that such and such actresses used to come with Sushant Singh Rajput to party. And his statement was recorded under Section 67 of NDPS Act. And now that statement also will be admissible in the court of law. So the technical thing has to be understood. Now coming to your point that whether the traffickers has to be held or the person who is consuming. See, these all laws are not, specific on the point of, culpability. Whoever has done a trafficking will have a major sentence.
Are you saying Deepika Padukone needs to traffic drugs?
No, I'm not saying.
She is the country's most successful actress. उसको और भी काम है करने को, वो ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग करेगी क्या?
Not only that,
Many
Pratik.
people in the social media are also saying that why
Mr. Banjari,
the women.
okay.
We don't have the gender specific laws in the country.
Yeah.
We have to understand that whoever has been called, they have been called just for inquiry. Nobody has,
the question
convicted
is-
them.
नहीं,
as of
आपने
now.
तो reputations तो destroy कर दी ना? Reputations have been destroyed by selective
Their
leaks,
reputation
no?
has been destroyed when they were talking to somebody for procuring drugs. They should have thought about their reputations at that point of time.
Okay, you have a
Merely
point.
calling somebody for inquiring.
I
in-
concede
in
the
one
point
of
to you.
murder or,
I concede the point to you.
there-
Mr.
there
Dhanraj
is no
Banjara.
point-
You know, the question is, the NCB has now come in and they may be doing their own cleanup and they may or may not be overstepping their brief. That is another question. I want to ask you, what has the Mumbai police been doing for all this while? If drugs is so... Just before I put that question to you, let me tell our viewers that cannabis was legal in India till 1985 and it has a history of being part of popular culture in India. In a lot of states, Uttarakhand, the state I come from, Odisha, Shiv Bhagwan ka prasad is cannabis. First things first. Mr. Vanjara, I want to
So
ask
true,
you this.
so true.
Mr. Vanjara, Mr. Vanjara, any case, it's been, it's been banned by the government of India and their wisdom. There have been multiple debates on the floor of the House in Parliament about, revoking this ban on cannabis, etc. But that's a different discussion. Mr. Dhanraj Vanjara, the fact is, what has the Mumbai police been doing all this while? The NCB comes in and tries and does a cleanup act as far as Bollywood is concerned, while under the nose of the Mumbai police, so much drugs is being consumed in Bollywood. Where was the Mumbai police? What has it been doing so far? ये काम तो आप लोगों का था ना, एनसीबी का तो बिग फिश कैच करना है, स्मॉल फिश कैच करना तो आप लोगों का काम था.
बराबर है. मैं तुमको बता दूं कि जो बिग फिश होते हैं और स्मॉल किटी बातें होती है, अगर किसी चूहे को पकड़ना हो तो बम्बई के किसी भी गली गटर में हाथ डाल दो, चूहा पकड़ा जाएगा. उसके लिए पहाड़ खोदने की जरूरत नहीं है. द क्वेश्चन हियर, what Mumbai police was doing, let me answer is categorically and legally and very clearly that Mumbai police was not investigating any case. Mumbai police was making inquiry in an inquest under section 174 CRPC to find out prima facie whether it is suicide or a suspected suicide or instigated suicide or it is a murder. That was their basic focus. That doesn't mean that Mumbai police have totally forgot about the drug angle, or they would have not taken drug angle into consideration.
But
it is not correct to say that what Mumbai police was.
My
doing.
point is,
Let me tell you.
why did the Mumbai police / the NCB have to wake up only after Sushant Singh Rajput's death to probe drugs in Bollywood? That is the question I'm asking. Sushant Singh Rajput's death and his death inquest is a different question. But, the fact is that there is a prevalent culture of drugs in Bollywood. That is something that everyone is aware of. The Mumbai police, I'm sure, was aware of as well. And no trade, sir, thrives without the patronage of politicians and police walas. That's, that's true for Delhi, that is true for Bangalore, and that is true for Bombay as well.
श्रेया जी, it's a routine part है. अगर आप अपने अबू सालेम के केस को समझते हैं तो इस बात को ध्यान में रखें कि बॉलीवुड इज नोन फॉर 5 थिंग्स. MLDC भी कहते हैं हम लोग इसको. पहला है मनी, दूसरा है लस्ट, तीसरा है ड्रग, चौथा है क्राइम और पांचवा है पॉलिटिक्स. ये सारी चीजें चलती है. इस देश में मुंबई पुलिस ने ड्रग के कितने केसेस किए हैं हम तुमको बता दें. अभी लास्ट महीने की बात है, 14 अगस्त और 10 अगस्त को 1000 करोड़ का ड्रग पकड़ा है बम्बई की ड्रग यूनिट ने.
तो
बम्बई पुलिस इज नॉट
बॉलीवुड पे नजर क्यों नहीं गई?
फाइन डिफरेंस वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. श्रेया जी मुझे एक छोटी सी बात यहाँ पे कहने दीजिए. ड्रग रैकेट एंड्स बिफोर द कंज्यूमर. अगर आप कंज्यूमर तक को ड्रग रैकेट ले रहे हो तो आई हैव माय ओन डाउट्स अपॉन द इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ investigating agency, let it be NCB or any other thing.
Okay, all right. You're questioning the integrity of the NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau. Thank you very much, Mr. Vanjari, for joining us. I'm going to thank our other guests as well. Prateek Shom was with us, so was Mr. Akash Deep, BV Kumar, former NCB chief. Thank you very much. With that, it's a wrap from me. Maria is joining you up next with Epicenter. Do stay with us.